Today's episode we're going to be talking about is leveraging your introverted strengths in the field of entrepreneur. It's very important, especially for my entrepreneurs. This is for all my entrepreneurs that are introverts, right? In the field of entrepreneurship, you have strengths that you can use and you can leverage them, right? So you can be able to move forward as an entrepreneur and be able to do things that you feel like you can't do because you are introverted. You don't have to always be a extrovert. You don't always have to tap into your extrovert side, but at times you do. But it's okay to be an introvert and be an entrepreneur. So this show is going to be geared towards all my introverted entrepreneurs out here, because I'm an introverted entrepreneur, but I know how to tap into my extrovert side when it needs to be, when it calls me to do it and what have you. But other than that, guys, man, make sure y'all tap into this episode number 37. Yep. I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta chase the dreams of mine. I got a vision, I got a spark. I'm gonna turn it to a work of art. It's not about the money, it's not about the fame. It's about creating something that will carry my name. Entrepreneurship, that's the game. Building empires, creating change, bringing ideas to life, taking risks, feeling alive, feeling alive. Invest Brand Podshow. As a grand rising to all my investors itself out there, man. Thank y'all for tapping into another Invest Brand Pod show for this Monday, man. This is officially episode number 37. Best place to be, Invest Brand Pod show. You see it, guys. But other than that, man, you know what it is. Before I jump into the topic for today, which is we're going to be talking about leveraging your extroverted strength in the field of entrepreneurship. And it's very important for all my introverted entrepreneurs out there and what have you. But before I get started on the topic of today, you know what it is, man. If you are listening, watching this playback of the Invest Brand Pod show on our YouTube channel, you know what to do. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can be notified when new episode drops. And also make sure you hit on that like button. It's very important. 3 things for you to do. Very important. If you are listening to this playback on a Spotify channel, make sure you hit the follow button. Definitely hit the follow button so you can be notified when a new episode drops. It's very, very important, guys. And also, if you haven't already went to investbrand.com. Once again, that's InvestBrand. Sign up on our emailing list so you can be emailed when the official site of the Invest Brand drops, because it's very important. We come in there, what have you. I had to push some things back because when we coming back with this relaunch, we want to make sure everything is right, everything's in place, because we have a lot of new designs, a lot of new things that we're going to bring to the site and what have you. We're not going to do it all at once, but we're going to slowly have drops, new drops. We pointing towards this time having special drops coming each month of new designs, a minimal amount and what have you, never to be made again and what have you. So it's going to be a lot of little special things that we're going to do here this time around and with the Invest Brand site and what have you. So definitely that's why it's important for you to go and subscribe. Get part of our email list, join our email list so you can know all the new things that's happening, and you also will become part of our journey, man, and become one of our investors of self. That's what we call everybody that's part of our journey, part of the Invest Brand team. We call investor of self and what have you. But other than that, man, I don't want to hold y'all too long. Take a quick commercial break, and I'll be right back with the segment Quote Me on That, where I read you a quote and I explain to you what the quote means. But other than that, guys, make sure y'all tap back in with us, man. Invest Brand Pod Show. Welcome back to the Invest Brand Pod Show. Thank y'all for tapping back in with me on the show for today. Like I said, this is officially episode number 37. But before we jump into the topic, man, we got to jump into that segment we call Quote Me on That, where I read you a quote and I explain to you what the quote means. The quote for today, for all my entrepreneurs out there, for all my investors yourself, people betting on yourself, people out there chasing goals and what have you, pursuing goals and what have you. Today's quote is, don't let support stop you from believing in the idea that you have created. Let me say that one more time just in case y'all didn't hear it or understand what I said. The quote was, don't let support stop you from believing in the idea that you created. And it's plain and simple, the quote is, man, because a lot of times we let our level of support dictate whether we're going to start believing in ourselves enough, where we're going to start trying to pursue the idea and bring it to fruition and what have you. And a lot of times we do, as entrepreneurs, if we don't have the support we feel like that we need, we're not going to go forward with our idea or with our plan. And understand one thing: yes, it's good to have support, but it's not end all to be all and what have you, right? Because at the end of the day, you still got to be an entrepreneur. It don't matter if you have all the support in the world, you still have to sell your product. You still have to sell your services. And one thing I heard from somebody that was very big, I never heard this before. They said support doesn't equal sales. And it kind of stunned me, because when you think about it, it's the truth. Support doesn't equal sales. So like I said, support isn't all end all to be all. Support is good to have to bring your it's good to have where you can have some people you can bring your ideas to, people you can use to be able to push your brand, your services, and what have you. It's good to have help and what have you, but don't let your level of support dictate whether you're going to continue to go as an entrepreneur or you're going to pursue your dream as being an entrepreneur, so you can be able to create the idea, be able to bring the idea that you have created into fruition and what have you. So that's what the quote means, guys, man. Don't let your level of support stop you. You got to continue to move forward. You got to continue to grind at all times, man. Continue to do your thing, because at the end of the day, it don't matter how many people you have supporting you. It's all about, are you going to believe in yourself? You're going to continue to push forward. You can continue to go as an entrepreneur and what have you. But other than that, man, that's the segment for today. Quote me on that. So here go the next segment called Entrepreneurs. I know we didn't have one in the last two shows, so I'm bringing y'all an Entrepreneurs segment for today. It's a segment where, I bring you news within the field of entrepreneurship. It could be something going on. It could be with a particular entrepreneur, or it can just be something, word of advice and what have you. That's out of entrepreneurship and what have you. But today, on the topic we're going to talk about as far as entrepreneurs is we're going to talk about the new app that just came out called Threads. It's a new thing that hit out, and a lot of people talking about it. I didn't know anything about Threads at all until I logged on Instagram, and somebody that I follow on Instagram, that was the first thing that popped up on my feed, on my timeline, right? Was that person talking about Threads. And, I tried to get abreast of what it was and what have you, just by listening to it. So I don't have the full detail of what it does and what have you. I just got a little bit of an understanding of what it is, right? Some people say it's like Twitter, but some people say it's way different than Twitter, because Twitter is something where, it's just all over the place, what have you. This right here is something that is more concrete and what have you. Is different as far as, from my understanding, this is something where you can go and have conversations within Threads and what have you, with different people. You also can have a following on there and what have you, or you can convert, take the following and followers that you have on your other social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, what have you, and tell them to go over and follow you on Threads and what have you. All right. It's something far as, I heard, it's going to be less of like, it dictates, geared towards more of having conversation rather than just pictures, videos, and what have you, like Instagram is. It's going to be more geared towards just having conversating with people, just, networking and what have you. So that is a good space to be in, especially this is going to tie into what the segment I'm going to be talking about today. The topic is about introverts, right? This is be something great for introverts, especially, if you're an introvert, you really don't want to deal with Instagram, because Instagram, is geared towards, pictures, videos, and what have you. And you just want to have conversation, what have you, to network. You don't want to necessarily have to make a video and what have you. This would be some good this would be a good time for an entrepreneur getting into the game that's an extrovert. This would be something for you to tap into, where you can just have conversations with people within the space of threads and what have you. So it's a good thing. I think I will bring you more in-depth detail about it as I do my research on it, because I haven't even joined it yet, and so I want to get the full understanding of it, what have you, before I dive into something that I really don't know nothing about, don't have that much of in-depth understanding towards it and what have you. So next time I will have a follow-up segment on it and what have you, and I'm gonna go into deep into it and really give you my own conjecture about the Threads app and what have you. And hopefully by the time next show, I may have a page up in Threads account and what have you, where you can go and follow what have you. But other than that, man, I don't want to hold y'all too long. That is the segment for today we call Entrepreneurs. So next time we will continue this conversation on Threads app for the next entrepreneurs news for next show, when I really get in full detail of what it is and how it works and what have you, for all my people that follow and listen to the show and what have you. But other than that, guys, like I said, I don't want to hold y'all too long. So today's topic we're going to be talking about is leveraging your introverted strengths in the field of entrepreneurship and what have you. So it's very important, because if you are an introverted entrepreneur, a lot of times, you don't want to make the videos, right? You don't want to do the pictures. You don't want to do certain things. But as an entrepreneur, you have to sometimes tap into your extroverted side, so you can be able to get a message out. You can do other little different things, whereas your introverted side will hold you back from doing and what have you. And don't get me wrong, and not saying that because you are an introverted person, that you can't make it as an entrepreneur, because that's definitely not true. You have an entrepreneur that's out here right now. I forgot the name. All they do is just post different little things online. They don't really even do videos, and they have a large following, right? So you can be an entrepreneur, content creator, and be an introvert, and still get the job done. You still can have a large following and what have you. So it's very, very important, very, very important, guys, to understand that. So I have a couple things that for an introverted entrepreneur, if this is part of your strength as an introverted entrepreneur, that's on my list, and this is one of your strengths, or you hold 2 or 3 or more and what have you, this is be something where you can leverage this within the field of entrepreneurship to help you out as an entrepreneur and what have you. Because understand one thing, I am myself, I am an introverted entrepreneur. I'm a very introverted person, what have you. You wouldn't know, because I can tap into my extrovert side and do videos, do pictures and what have you, because it's just me and solely me. Right now I don't have that team. So I have to do things that I would be able to, if I did have a team, delegate over to for somebody else to do and what have you. But I had to do it myself. But it's and that's why I say you got to learn how to tap into your other side, so you can be able to get the job done, because sometimes that may require you to do that and what have you. But I have 5 things on my list to where if you are an introvert entrepreneur, if you hold any of these strengths that's within my list and what have you, this would be a good way for you to leverage this within the field of entrepreneurship and what have you. So number 1 on my list is listening skills. That's one thing as an introvert, not saying extroverts, I don't listen, what have you, but an introvert, that's one thing that makes you strong as a person, is because your listening skills is up to par, because you sit and you listen, right? Because you're not too much trying to indulge in conversation, rather than you sitting and listening. And by you being a great listener and you understanding and what have you, it helps you deal with customer needs and what have you. Anything that your customer need, you won't miss out on that because you constantly looking for detail of what customers need and what have you. And also it's good for as having business relationships, right, with people. So now you know what people need and what people want. And far as in a business relationship, gathering feedback is one big thing. You'll be able to gather feedback on a top level because, like I said, you're not too busy trying to entertain. You're not too busy trying to indulge and dominate a conversation, but you are right there where you can listen. You can get feedback, gather great feedback, and you won't miss a thing and what have you. And it's very important, especially like I said, you're dealing with customer clients and what have you. Is very good thing to do, and that's a strength that you can utilize and leverage within the field of entrepreneurship because everybody like a great listener because people want to feel like their needs have been met. People want to feel like they've been heard. So as you've been an extrovert entrepreneur and with great listening skills, you can leverage that and be able to build strong connections with people, and you be able to please. Not saying you looking forward to always trying to please your customer because you can't please everybody. It don't matter what you do. You can give them everything that they ask for. They still find a way not to be pleased with it and what have you. But you're gonna find by you listening, you're gonna be able to tap into your customer needs in a way where they feel like they been heard, their needs have been met and what have you. So it's very important to do that. If you have that, if that's one of your strengths as an extrovert entrepreneur, that's a great strength to leverage is your listening skills. Number 2 on my list is research and preparation, because you got to understand, man, introverts, and let me clear this up. I don't want extroverts listening to this thinking I'm taking digs at y'all. Y'all don't possess none of these qualities, these skills, and what have you, or none of these strengths at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just talking to my introverts. The strengths within an introvert and what have you. That's all. So I just wanted to clear that up real quick because I don't want y'all to be mad and upset. Like, man, he's dogging on us, and what have you. But other than that, I don't want to lose my train of thought and what I was talking about. But yeah, as an introvert, that's something that's big. If you able to, if that's one of your strengths is being able to do research and prepare and what have you, is very good strength to have, because now you can be able to conduct strong market analysis. You also can do great researches on your competitors, because now, like I said, you pay attention to detail. You always listening, and you understanding what's going on around you. So as an introvert, that if you have this type of strength that you can do proper research, and you have that type of skill, and you can prepare and what have you, that makes you even stronger as an entrepreneur, because now you have the research on your competitors, you have the research within the market, right? And you also can prepare. It can help you prepare better, going up against your competition and what have you. Be able to research and prepare for everything, because by you, like I said, having that listening skill, and you always paying attention to detail, that makes it make you very strong as an entrepreneur. And that's one good thing. That's one great thing. I might as well say great thing as an entrepreneur, to be able to pay attention to detail is very important, because a lot of times we miss out on detail, right? Especially if you are always the one, entertaining. You always the one, dominating the conversation. You may miss out on an important detail that someone may have said, or what something someone has said or threw out there and what have you. So it's very important for you to be able to pay attention to detail, because this is give you a competitive advantage as an entrepreneur. Like I said, you know the market, right? You did your analysis, you did your research on your competition and what have you, right? Your competitors and what have you. So it's very, very important to be able to do this, because once you master that, it makes it easy for you to come up with a strategic plan to be able to attack the market, right? Number three is building deep connections, which this is very strong because even though you're not extroverted entrepreneur, whereas you looking to connect with people, talk to people, and that's the way you network. Because a lot of times when you're an extrovert, you network through what communication, right? You network through getting out here and being seen, been heard, and what have you, right? You may do seminars, you may do a lot of videos and what have you, right? But as an introvert, you still can build deep connection through just conversating through like apps like Thread. You know what I'm saying? You finding and networking through that, and you can have deep conversations, build connections, and within your networking system, right? Without you have to physically call anybody, without having to physically make a video, have to physically throw on a seminar and what have you. You can build connections within groups, within social media platforms, with people that's going to be your potential customers, your clients, and what have you. So don't think because you're not an extrovert, you're not going to be able to build deep connections, which isn't true at all. You still can build them deep connections. You being an introvert, you just got to find different ways of doing it. Like I said, you have, like I said, platforms where it's geared towards more towards conversating within an app, within a group, rather as you doing videos, posting pictures and what have you. And I know as an introvert, a lot of times don't really like to do that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like me per se, that's not my first thing to do, but I know how to tap into my extrovert side to be able to, network with people, call people, to be able to get a better understanding, network people that's within the field already to be able to learn and what have you. So that's what's very important to be able to do, man. Just being able to build deep connections, and that's what it's about, man. Building connections. When you get in the field of entrepreneurship, building deep connections can help you along the way. Can help you speed up the process, because especially you networking with people that's already been there. They can show you the way, give you great resources, great advice, and what have you to help you avoid the pitfalls, the roads and the bumps in the roads, and what have you, or just give you great advice, give you great resources to where to be able to get better product, to be able to get different distribution companies to help you out. It's just different little things, man. So it's very important to be able to do that. You still can leverage your strengths as an entrepreneur, not as but an introverted person. You still can leverage your strengths as an entrepreneur. So don't let anybody tell you can't, because you definitely can. Number 4 on my list is quiet time for reflection and creativity, because what a lot of times people don't understand is introverts, we need that alone time. We need that quiet time, because that's where we work within our best at. When things are quiet around us, it's not a lot of commotion going on, a lot of things, a lot of noise. We can get deep in our thoughts and we can create even better and what have you. And that's why it's a lot of times people get it confused to where you trying to distance yourself from them or what have you, or you're not trying to be bother with them or what have you. And that's not it. Just people got to understand, introverts, we like our alone time. We like quiet time. We like time where we can sit back and reflect on ideas, reflect on our thoughts that's going to bring on the ideas that we need to produce and what have you. So it's very important as an introvert person for people to understand that, man. We're not trying to just distance ourselves from you. We're not trying to do anything else but trying to better ourselves. We need that quiet time. We need that alone time to be able to come up with ideas and what have you, right? Come up with great business strategies, come up with things that we need to help our business. We just need that alone time. And I understand if you're an introverted person, we're going to talk about a relationship alone. Sometimes vice versa, man or woman, what have you, feel like you are distancing yourself. You don't want them around, what have you, and it's not it. and you're an entrepreneur, right? You just trying to work on your business. You're trying to create ideas for your business. You're trying to come up with business strategies. And like I said, if you have a significant other, they might misread that as you don't want to deal with them and what have you. And that's not so. Just the quiet time and the long time just help us rejuvenate, help us think, and, help us process things that we need to do, and what have you. Because you got to understand, when we able to get in that realm of where we able to really get in our deep thoughts with nothing going on around us, that help us come up with different opportunities that we could create for ourselves and what have you. So that's why it's very important. If you possess this quality, this strength as an entrepreneur, introverted entrepreneur, where anytime you can get any alone time, you work at your best. If this your strength, this is very important to be able to leverage, because now you can create opportunities that you need. You can get in deep thought, really come up with business strategies and what have you, because this is something that's very important, guys. And generating, just innovating ideas, it's going to keep your business going. It's going to keep your brand going. Whatever you're doing as an entrepreneur, you have to come up with innovating ideas, because this is going to help you stay around. This is going to help you be able to tap into longevity and what have you, guys. It's very, very important. Number five on my list is utilizing online platforms. And we just talked about that, right? We just talked about that. The new app came out, Threads, that just came out, where it's geared towards more of conversation rather than videos and pictures. You can get on there and conversate. I don't, like I said, I don't know too much about it, but just to go off of just my own conjecture, I can see it, whereas you can get in different spaces, different rooms, and have different conversations with people, build your network up. Introverts, like I said, use these platforms. You can not just have conversation on these platforms. You can use these platforms. Like I said, I forgot the content creator name, entrepreneur name, but he's an introvert and he does nothing but post things online. He doesn't really make videos, anything of the sort. You can do a lot with just posting motivational quotes, posting advice. You can do a lot with pictures. You can do motion pictures. You can do pictures, whereas the words appear and what have you. It's different things that you can do. Add music within the picture, in words. It's different things that you can do as an introvert to still have a large following, to be able to build your community and what have you, right? And if this is the strength that you possess as an introvert, right, whereas that you know how to tap into and use these social media platforms to their fullest capabilities, then you're going to win all day long. You don't need to always tap into your extrovert side and make videos and what have you. You can just do pictures and quotes and do different little things all day long, and you still have people coming to your brand, coming to your site, coming to your services, because you know how you master a way to be able to tap into your greatness as an introvert, right? It's very important, man, because you want to be able to feel comfortable when you creating your content, right? You want to be comfortable if you are through your communication, right? You want to make sure you want to feel good about what you're doing. And sometimes, as an introvert, if you feel like you are in a space where you don't feel comfortable communicating, it's not going to be a good time for you, right? So you want to make sure as an introvert, when you're on these social media platforms and using your strengths, because you know how to tap into people as an introvert, it's going to help you, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I know how to tap into my extrovert side, right? Whereas I make videos, I do pictures of myself, and because like I said, I'm my own person, so I have to make content so people can see what we have. as a brand and what have you. I do videos so people can understand, know what Invest brand is and what have you, right? I'm doing a pod show now as an introvert. I'm doing a pod show right now, and some people might be tripped out about it. Like, man, I know you say you're an introvert, but how can you do 37 episodes of a pod show and not get nervous, right? Or freeze up. How are you able to maintain in your extrovert space as an introvert and be able to do shows and what have you? Yes, sometimes, when I first started off doing this, yes, it was some of, being nervous, not knowing what to say, what to do, and what have you, because I'm so used to just stand within myself and not really speaking upon the masses of people and what have you, making videos for other people that I don't know to be able to come within my community of the Invest brand and what have you. So it's something that social media that everybody can use, extroverts, introverts, if you both and what have you, everybody can use them. You just got to learn how to master them in a way of using them where you're gonna be able to benefit off of and what have you. That's the important thing of it, guys, man. And like I said, if you have any of these strengths as an introvert and you're an entrepreneur, make sure you leverage it, right? You can leverage anything if you know what you're doing and know how to do it. Like I said, number 1 is listening skills on my list. Number 2 is research and preparation. Number 3, build deep connections. If you have the ability, if you have the strength of an introvert and you know how to build deep connections through being that, you need to leverage that so you can be able to network, get out here and get people within your community, get people that you can call on for help, support, people that have more resources than you and what have you. Number 4 is quiet time for reflection and creativity, and that's very important to be able to have that quiet time as an entrepreneur, because that is a strength within. You can take advantage of quiet time. Anytime it's quiet and you can get in your deep thought and you be able to create ideas and be creative and what have you, is a strength, right? So you want to leverage that in a way where now you can create opportunities for yourself, because a lot of times I know some people like, well, it's quiet, you should be able to work, but that's not true. You know how many people who when things are quiet around them, they get to thinking off in another space or thinking bad thoughts about themselves or doubting themselves. It's a lot of times, a lot of people don't like to be in quiet spaces because now it puts the focus on you. You start to think about things that's negative about yourself, or starting to have doubts about yourself and what have you. That's why a lot of times people like the noise around them, people around them, because it blocks them from the reality of themselves. And introverts, this is a strength for you to have, because if you can block everything out of your mind and you able to go into a deep thought and start tapping into your creativity and just focusing and what have you, this is a strength for you to leverage, because now you create ideas and opportunities for yourself. Number 5, what I had on my list is utilizing online platforms. And like I said, if you know how to do that as an introvert, you know how to tap into each and every platform that it is to be able to get people within your community, get people within your services, get people in front of your brand, to be able to build your connections and what have you with your customers, promote your brand, get people within your network, within people within the space of your whatever you're doing, to be able to be somebody that you can network with and what have you. If you as an introvert, you learn how to do that within social media platforms, you tapped into using it to its full capability, then that's a strength for you, because now you not only have to make videos, you don't have to necessarily do that, or you don't necessarily have to do other things that an extrovert would do to be able to draw that people within their services, front of their brand, be able to network with people. But you tapped into it in a different way as an introvert. You learn how to do that already within these social media platforms. Then you winning all day long. So that's the 5 things that's on my list. So if you're an introvert and that's you possess these 5 things, or 2, 3 of these things right here, you got to learn how to leverage it to your best ability. And trust me, you will be able to win all day long, because now you're doing something as an introvert that you've probably never thought in a million years that you would be able to do, because you are not an extrovert and what have you. But once again, guys, man, thank y'all for tapping in to the Invest Brand Podshow for today, man. This is officially, like I said, episode number 37. Make sure you go to investbrand.com. Subscribe to our emailing list. Get down on the emailing list, man. Become part of our journey, man. Become one of our investors of self. And that's very important, guys, to do. Investors of self in this Invest Brand, man. You know our motto, man. You are your own brand. So, man, tap into your greatness, man. Tap into your greatness, guys, man. Other than that, man, I'll see y'all next Monday, every Monday, unless it's things change. Invest Brand Pod Show, episode number 37, guys, man. Yup, thank y'all for tapping in.